into it and saying, like, you know, he had a little okay sparring match, you know, roughed me up. It actually taught me a lot, you know.
A few years ago, really likes to brag about winning that. Do you think, no matter who won or got the better of or whatever, it's still sparring and it was years ago? Do you think any of that is relevant to what we'll see when they get in there?
I don't think it's relevant, but then again...
Rally Romero is shown crushing Ryan Garcia in a leaked sparring video, allegedly knocking him down and roughing him up. While Garcia acknowledges it was a difficult experience, but thinks it helped him become better, Romero insists he had his way during the session. He admits that Romero's influence and strength compelled him to change, which improved his fighting skills. Fans are debating Romero's abilities and Garcia's tenacity in light of the video.
Was that sparring video? Let's be honest.
Right.
And I don't know if you were 16, 17.
Yeah, 17.
17, right?
Buck 30,
so
buck 25.
He used the hell out of that video.
He did. He roughed me up.
Was that not wise? It was very wise.
No, that's why I give him
credit.
credit.
Has he ever thanked you?
Yeah, he didn't give me the thank you, but he said, you know, if you fuck the finest bitch, you're going to tell everybody you fucked up. I'm like, bro, you crazy. But at the end of the day, you know, he used it to his advantage. I'm not mad at him, but, you know, I always wanted to put a stake into it and say, like, you know, he had a little okay sparring match, you know, roughed me up. It actually taught me a lot, you know, because I was sparking everybody out everywhere I went.
In sparring?
Everybody. And that in the Mayweather gym. That's why it was even hyped that day for it. So it taught me a lot on what people are going to try to do to me in the ring.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I see what they're going to try to do.
It made you better.
Given that Raleigh Romero is the strongest hitter he has ever faced in the ring, Gervonta Davis has publicly acknowledged Romero's extraordinary punching power, highlighted the powerful effect of Romero's blows by stating that it felt like being struck by a brick when he delivered punches.
I don't want to say that's crazy, but yeah, hopefully for the sake of Rolly, he pulled it off. But it's gonna be a good fight. No, you think? Huh?
Someone's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody get knocked out.
Was it Ryan or was it Rolly? Because they both.
I ain't gonna lie, Rolly hit hard. People be sleeping on Rolly because he been obviously. I don't know how to say it. Obviously. But yeah, if he don't got no chin down, so Rolly be getting caught. But Rolly can hit, bro. Like he can hit. And he's the only person I felt like when he swung, it felt like bricks were going good.
Is that the hardest one? Is that the hardest one you faced throughout your whole career? Is that the hardest one?
Who else I sparred that was like that was Danny Garcia. I sparred Danny Garcia, and that guy, he get hit. Danny, he Puerto Rican, huh?
Yeah, he's
everything he was doing. I ain't gonna lie. He didn't touch me. He didn't touch me with nothing clean. But when he did touch me, he was like, hit me all across the ring, like boom, boom. Like, dang.
You see that Ryan's not back with Eddie Reynoso, obviously Team Canelo. You think that's gonna help him out? Why do you think that's gonna be good for him?
Because he's around someone.
Trainers.
Right, he's around someone that's great like Canelo, so he could be able to feed off of him. Anytime you put someone like around like other great people, it always rub off. You know what I mean? So I think that him being back with Team Canelo is going to be great for.
Who has praised Romero, has also voiced doubts about Ryan Garcia's potential for fighting professionally. He implied reservations about Garcia's commitment and skill level when he openly said that Garcia shouldn't be a boxer.
He shouldn't be a boxer. I don't think so. Because it's even just like me, I start watching his like interviews and things like that, just watching him as a person, like trying to get to know him. I just don't see it for him. I just don't see it. Like, boxing on Instagram probably be cool, but not an actual fighter. Like, he should like train people or something like that. I don't know. I just don't see it.
A smuggled sparring video that shows Romero knocking down Garcia has surfaced as the battle between the two fighters draws near. While the footage shows Romero's strength, Romero has been gloating about this and claiming he can duplicate the knockout in their formal battle. It's crucial to remember that sparring sessions are not the same as actual fights, and both fighters have probably changed since then.
they sparred and Rolly bullied him. Rolly bullied him to the point. Ryan was leaking. Go watch that sparring video. His power is definitely legit. Both of them.
He ain't no scrub.
But
you think he gonna be walking Garcia down all fight?
He definitely gonna be trying to. I'm saying Rolly Romero gonna go in this fight trying to bully him.
Yeah.
He gonna try to come out fast because Ryan is not somebody you want to try to let get in the rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and he got a good reach. You ain't trying to
really
let him keep him at distance. So you definitely got to close that distance all fight.
But in that sparring video, Rolly got hit with that left hook like 10 times. And that was what head get.
On that left hook on this highlight tape.
Who?
Rolly. He didn't get dropped, but he got, you know what I'm saying?
The history between Romero and Garcia gives their impending fight even more interest. Romero has reportedly dominated Garcia in previous sparring sessions, which have been unbalanced. Romero may approach the ring with confidence from their prior meetings, while Garcia would be inspired to overcome past faults. Therefore, this experience might have a psychological impact in their battle.
Ryan Garcia gotta redeem himself. He on that PED. He on that. What you think? Who gonna win? Rolly, Ryan Garcia? What's going on?
Well, when you look at these fighters' history, Rolly and Ryan, they have a big history. They actually sparred before. You can go watch their fight on YouTube.
They say he cloud chasing.
Yeah. What's up? I'm gonna be honest, man. When I watched the spar, you know, Rolly was beating him, man. Ryan didn't have no answer for Rolly. If Ryan don't be aggressive on Rolly, I feel like Rolly is just gonna, you know, take the fight to him. And
check this out. We got Ryan Garcia winning, man. Simple. Rolly gonna have to get that smoke.
Boxing fans have been debating the importance of previous sparring sessions between Garcia and Romero. Romero's prior domination, according to some, may have given him a psychological edge in the official battle. Others argue that because boxers frequently hold back or experiment during training, sparring results do not always anticipate fight results.
As for the sparring between these two, obviously I've seen the sparring. My personal opinion is that I don't really read into it all that much. I think that if you drop a guy in sparring, if you knock a guy out in sparring, if you force him to quit in sparring, then you might always have a part of you that feels like mentally you've got the upper hand on that man, having got the better of him before. But this spar in particular feels completely different to me. The circumstances are just so different because you haven't really bettered that man before, have you, if you're Rolly Romero? Like, I've watched that spar, as most of you guys have, and was it a one-sided beatdown? I didn't really think so. I thought it was a spar where one man was coming to spar in Ryan Garcia and one man was coming to brawl. And remember, there is about a 3.5-year age gap between these two. So I believe at the time of the sparring that we've seen the footage of, Ryan Garcia is about 17, Romero's about 21. That's a big difference, you know. When it's between sort of 25 and 28, it isn't that big a difference, but yeah, 17 and 20 odd or 21, whatever it was, that's a big difference. That's a lot of man strength that Romero's going to have on his side. And for me, it looked like the cleaner work in the earlier rounds was coming from Ryan Garcia, and then I think in the later rounds, as you would expect, the older man got to him a little bit more. I find that of a lot of sparring partners, you know. I'll spar ABA champions and stuff like that, and they'll have quick starts against me where they're vastly more experienced than me, but in the later rounds I'll drag them a little bit deeper and I'll have more success. Those things can happen, and past Riyadh season cards have showed us, especially, you know, Daniel Dubois against Filip Hrgovic, that what happens in sparring doesn't always mean that much when it comes to what happens in the fight.
According to Rolly Romero, he put an end to his feud with Ryan Garcia a long time ago and is now only focused on their impending battle. He is focused on getting ready for the fight and is motivated to win.
The thing with me and Ryan is I done ended that beef long ago. Because I'll tell you guys all something. And while everyone over there bullying and slandering the mother, was the only one that defended him. Throughout all the fucking bullshit, who's the only one that defended him?
His mama.
No, me. The only fight I care about right now is Ryan Garcia. And then the winner between that and me and Ryan gets Gervonta Davis. We're going to do this all on pay-per-view, on Showtime pay-per-view. We're going to do this shit, all right? Like I said, at the end of it, I got the belt.
Given that both competitors have met Gervonta Davis before, this bout is expected to be a big event. Garcia was the winner, while Romero was defeated. With both combatants keen to establish themselves, Garcia and Romero are now getting ready to square off in the ring. With both combatants eager for victory and atonement, the victor has the opportunity to greatly improve their standing in the boxing community and earn respect in future championship contests. With huge stakes and the potential for a thrilling, unpredictable clash, this showdown is set to be a turning point in their careers.
Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero is going to be a big event. And sadly, it may destroy Devin Haney's and Lomachenko's destroy their numbers. People love knockouts. And you know Rolly Romero versus King Ryan Garcia, there's going to be a knockout. And either way, if Rolly Romero were to knock out Ryan Garcia, that would be hysterical. Ryan Garcia, he knocks out Rolly Romero, he becomes like this superhero. Because the whole Tony Weeks, Barroso thing, okay, the press conference would be crazy. Don't forget, Rolly Romero versus Gervonta Tank Davis, before the Ryan Garcia fight, that was his biggest fight. He made for the biggest pay-per-view draw for Gervonta Tank Davis. He's going to do the same. But don't forget, Gervonta Tank Davis, him versus King Ryan Garcia, did make history. And both of them were in the ring that night. So people want to see how Ryan Garcia looks coming back.